Today is Wednesday, November 12th, and in honor of Veterans Day yesterday, today's agricultural fact of the day is some data pulled from the 2022 Ag Census on veterans and farmers that have served in the military. 9% of farmers have served or are serving in the military. The U.S. had 305,753 producers who had served or were serving in the military, but this is a decline of 18% from the previous Ag Census in 2017. We do the Ag Fact in my middle school classes to help discuss things that may not otherwise be discussed, but we recently talked about retirements briefly and things like insurance and expenses. Technically, it's life and career skills. One of the things is how military personnel, depending if they make a career out of it, they can retire after 20 years. So I mentioned this to my students about how this could be a retirement gig of sorts if they decide that they would like to stay busy with a farm after they retire. And I may be way off on this because I never served in the military, but one thing I said was that to some individuals, it's almost therapeutic having to take care of livestock and being able to live that style of life, which the general population would look at farming and say, I don't really want to take on that work and responsibility. Where military personnel who have been in high stress situations and maybe suffering from PTSD view that as therapeutic, as in having to take care of another living being. But feel free to provide some insight here. I did find it interesting that there was a decrease of 18% from the 2017 Ag Census. It's conducted every 5 years, but obviously our economy has changed significantly. But this data was collected in 2022. They processed it and basically spit it back out in reports in 2023, I think, or maybe it was 2024. But I don't know. If you've got some insight, let me know. Obviously, financially, it is expensive to get into farming, but I'm not sure why it declined so sharply. That's it for today. So I hope you learned something. And if you are a veteran, thank you for your service and your sacrifice of giving up your life to serve the country. For some people, that may be ungrateful, but I myself am very appreciative.